Yeah, I saw the notice. But anyway, we do have both teams readied up right now, so we are starting. Welcome back. You are watching Vanilla TV right now, and we are on map 2, which is CP Gullywash of 425 versus 6. We're coming up to the first mid-fight at the moment. So we do see that Saints are in red right now, whereas 425 are in blue. Smile there was stuck in his own choke at the moment, but does take down MSH, who's getting really aggressive. Yangpai there dropping down as well. Caps there with a fantastic bomb. Takes down Dicker there. That is no heals at the moment for 425, and they're gonna have to get out because Def is the only man standing right now. And in fact, he's just gonna go for a massive jump in onto the point right now. Gets immediately shut down by Daniel as he gets trapped in the corner.
That was really unfortunate, I think, for 425. They very almost got Smire, because whoever the soldier was that bombed up and whoever the scout was, they did a lot of damage to him. He was actually 2 HP at the end of that mid-fight. Really unlucky that they didn't get him. I think if they did, the mid would have gone a little bit better for them, but unfortunately they just all got picked off after the failed demo pick.
Yeah, you can see that Dicker is currently sitting on last now on 50%. There is a level 2 there being built by MSH, and they also do have Yangpai on heavy. But anyway, we do see that Uber popped in by Saints through the shutter door at the moment. Denia, they're taking down Anak, but they have to either focus the center of the heavy. They're not doing either, and they're paying for this because there's so much damage they're going on to Saints, and Smile, Caps, Hanks, and their medic on Karja going. In fact, that is a complete wipe for Saints at the moment, as Denia is a respawn.
Wow, that was kind of sloppy, but really well played from 425. They're just going to roll into the mid, and they're going to have a full Uber advantage in a second. And they're probably going to, if they pick that scout off, which they didn't, but they're going to just push through the choke, and Onkaja's only got 7 or 10%, sorry, now, and they've just respawned. If they push now, they should be able to get the mid with absolutely no problems, but if they leave it a little bit too long, it might be a bit harder.
Yeah, it looks like they've sent a soldier in via drop down at the moment. That is Anak there. He's on 11 health right now. He's underneath. He finally gets picked off as he tries to take out that skill stick by Danny's pistol. And Mesut there jumped in as well. It appears like they didn't want to try and use their Uber for this, and that's a massive mistake because Hank and Smile are all over that. They're taking out MSH at the moment, and Dicker has to pop just to get out, although there is a soldier behind them in drop down. Caps, they're trying to go for some sneaky action. Can't really do it when there's an Uber in his face, which was really unlucky for him. Def there getting picked off as well. It looks like Dicker just goes down.
That was really silly, to be honest. Yangpei just got the medic, which may have saved them the round if they don't manage to cap this straight away. If the soldiers manage to go huge a little bit here. But that was really sloppy, like really sloppy from 425. They had that mid and possibly second, like completely for free, but they sent in 2 soldiers on their own. Like they both went in different directions and just got picked, and then they also sent MSH. I'm sure he just like ran in on his own for no reason, and then they had to pop in a bad position with 3 people down in the choke, and they didn't even cap at all during that time, so that was just awful, honestly.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy in by Saints as well because they popped in. However, they let Yangpai get in behind from low into the medic, taking out on Karja. No heals at the moment for Saints, and then they just laid out so much damage on the Saints team and had MSH clean up. So now we are back to square one. However, both medics are on roughly the same Uber percentage, although Dicker is coming up to 100% right now. He's got a 20% Uber advantage, and it looks like he's not going to be Asian with this as he pops in his team through the enemy choke. They completely ignore the stickies by Smart at the moment, and Smart they're actually getting taken out as he gets stuck in. Caps they're going down as well. They were not fast enough to get out at the choke at the moment, and they were stuck in. So it looks like Saints have to rotate all the way up to top. At least Sonkaji has 100% Uber, and they're probably going to use it to try and contest this point. Yes, they do. They pop it onto Hank there, and they're chasing out 425 out from their choke. They take down Anak. MSH they're going out as well. Vanny they're hitting all his rockets at the moment. Vanny they're over 3k, taking out Death on the point.
While that was good from Vanny, obviously well played from him, it was also really, again, sloppy from 425. They are just making a lot of mistakes. They just walked all the way forward, even though they had a massive Uber disadvantage after capping the mid. Once they capped the mid, they should have just got on top and ready to pull out, but they just walked forward and gave 3 picks for free to Vanny there.
Yeah, indeed. I think they just didn't predict Saints to try and contest that point whilst being 2 down with their team hurt, but they did, and it definitely worked out in their favour. They know Dicker has Uber advantage, but they know it's not by that much, so they did cap off that 4th point, and they're now building with a scout at the moment. They should be able to get this Uber in time, and they're gonna try and edge into lobby with this. However, Vanny they're going down to Anak. And Vanny taking down Mesa as well with that last rocket, so it's one soldier down for each team.
It's a lot easier, I think, to push into last on this map than it is to push out. Again, the same thing with Granary mid and pushing out from it, but yeah, it's a lot easier to push into this last. If they play this right, they should be okay. But on 425 they've got a heavy, a pyro and a spy. Anik is actually about to go behind them in lobby at the moment. He's next to the medic, but he's just walked into him, so I think they've actually seen him.
Oh my god, Smile, they're getting taken out by some sticky traps from Death. They should have just popped that Uber and not held onto it so long. And now you can see that Vanny is stuck at the moment. He's trying to retreat via Big Door. He's so low. He's on 42 at the moment in Big Door. And he will probably go down. He does finally go down to MSH. And at this point, it will be capped back. Although you can see an overheal tank is above the point right now. The Uber is popped there by Saints to try to delay the point. Messi there getting taken out by an Uber Denier. The Uber is also popped by Dicker. But there's so many Saints here. In fact, they Ubered to sort of delay to get their respawns in. And that was quite well played by them, because you can see Anik and Dicker actually going down as Caps goes in for a bomb via Big Door.
I feel like MSH is going a little bit too frag heavy here. Like, he's hitting his shots, fair enough, but he just went Big Door and lost that point, like for no reason basically. They now have the point obviously, but it was way more difficult for 425 than it should have been. He should have been on the point to begin with, and both scouts just basically delayed everything on the point for Saints and made it a lot easier for Saints to do a lot more work. They're being pushed out now, but it should have been 425s easily, but they're going for frags too much.
Yeah, Saints though were actually stuck in a horrible position. They were stuck by the rock, by the enemy choke at the moment, and there was so much damage going on there. Because lots of 425 went pure DM and did do so much damage, but unfortunately it did mean that because konr just survived that, he was building, he's got a massive 40% Uber advantage over Dicker, who I think, no, he is on Medigan, but I believe we have a pause.
Yeah, we do. That was kind of weird. Like I said before, they were just going for frags instead of focusing the point, thinking like, oh, if we get these kills, it's the most important thing ever, and it really wasn't. They didn't really need to do that. They should have focused the point, kept the height advantage, and pushed people off, and now they're not really in a position at all. They're just 3 people up, and it's only a scout, soldier, and a medic, and they're in absolutely no position to defend the second point. They're just going to lose it, to be honest.
Yes, indeed. Now, we are actually seeing a strangely long round coming from both teams. I mean, 8 minutes have gone, Connor, and neither team have capped on Gullywash, which is actually it's one of the less stalematy maps in the map pool, I think, because it's, because it's quite a small map and it's very prone to back caps.
The same thing actually happened the other day when I was casting with Scully on Lego versus Phoenix. They actually lost, they won 2-1 I think it was, or something like that, and it took a long time for the first round to be capped from either team. I think it's when both teams are quite equally matched, I guess this is how it ends.
Yeah, but we do have an unpause now, and we do apologise, but Valve haven't fixed things when there's a pause in STD, so you will get ice skating plays and frozen HUDs for a while, so do bear with us. But that Uber is popped in by konr through that shutter door at the moment. It takes out MSH, who's gone pirate. They need to focus that heavy there. Caps there going down. The Uber is popped back by Dick at the moment. Cleans up Hank, cleans up Caps as well, and you can see that Vanny there was in trouble in lobby. He almost took down Messi, but didn't quite manage to hit his rockets as Dicker is pushing into Big Door, and 425 just need to get on the point right now because Smile there goes down, and they just need to stop Saints getting the forward spawns.
Yeah, this should really be easy from Saints, to be honest. I don't think they're going to manage. They're going to cap the second, but after that, they're all standing on the point, and if Saints play this right, they should just... Let me see. What's the... trying to find vanilla because the bloody... Not vanilla, konr because the hood is broken. And I can't even see the percentage, that's great.
konr is on 50%, he's holding at Big Door with the rest of the Saints team, whereas Dicker is holding just behind his point on 92%, so he's got about a 40% Uber advantage right now, and Saints know this, and they're running Denier on Big Door. They're just waiting for them to go in.
Yeah, just Death is just on choke at the moment, holding with a soldier and a medic behind him. He's got a sticky trap, just being really careful. They have a scout and a soldier watching big door, and the soldier's trying to hide. He's failing the jump repeatedly. Now he's on 94. If someone just went forward there, he would have died, but...
Yeah, I have a feeling that 425 waited way too long. I guess they didn't realize that they had such a massive Uber advantage again. So now it's given some wiggle room for Saints to push up. And they're holding with Smear, Smire, and Vanny by the enemy choke right now. So we're going to be seeing a bit of a stalemated situation right now. Denny, they're actually going down. That would have been a push, but the Messi, they're going down as well. Lots of action happening over by Blue Big Door, but with 3 people down for Saints at the moment, with no soldier or sniper and one of the scouts missing. It looks like Saints are going to be stuck in a horrible rock at the moment as their Uber is finally popped off, and there's going to be an awkward dance between both teams at choke. And actually Vanny is jumping forward somehow. I don't know why. I think he's banking on dodging all the spam. He does actually somehow get out at the moment, but it doesn't look like he wants this. He tries to lay out some more damage and finally gets picked off by Death.
Yeah, that was kind of almost well played by Vanny. Like he did do a lot of damage, but he did get picked off. And now it's going to be quite easy, I think, for them to hold again. It's going to be a little bit stalematey, except one soldier's actually going through the bottom now. He's going to pick off Caps together with the other soldier, and they're just going to win this mid straight away because they're in a better position than Saints.
Yes, indeed. And now you can see that both medics are currently sitting on about 70% Uber at the moment. You have 2 of the Saint scouts in lower lobby watching it. And I believe on Kaja, yes he is. He's at the top with his team at the moment. Both medics are coming up to 90, 100% Uber. You see a soldier is getting in there, getting so aggressive. Messi there going in. He gets airshot by Vanny though, which does delay some of it. So he does get juggled around. However, they do finally force that Uber from Saints. There's nothing they can do. There's so much spam going up on Attic at the moment. And 425 gonna hold on to this. Dicker is getting pressured by Vanny as he tries to jump in. However, him and Caps both get immediately shut down. It's only Spire at the top right now, and there's not much he can do with scouts on the point shooting at his face.
Yeah, 425 are kind of lucky that they didn't get fully backcapped there because they weren't even focusing the point well enough at all. They didn't have anyone on it really. They were all, again, focusing on frags, so they just sort of left it open for them to go for a backcap. Anik is actually jumping in and they're pushing in now. Saints isn't really in a good position to defend this at all, so they're just going to lose it straight up. They had a pyro, but that's literally the only person that was there.
Oh yes indeed. So now it is finally, after 22 minutes, 1-0 to 425. So let's see if they can continue on this momentum.
I feel like Death is going to have to be focused a lot on this middle because after the first initial fight, he's going to do a lot of damage across the point, which he's going to try and do now. He did actually just get hit by a lot of rockets by the soldiers, and he's getting bombed as well, and he goes down. Caps did really well there. Well played from him.
Yes, indeed. Lots of 425 going down as well. Death and Anik. Oh man, in fact they're only 3 up at the moment, and so many of them are on low health, especially Yangpai, who's finally getting healed up by Dicker, but it looks like the Saints are just going to push forward on this momentum. Both medics are sitting on about 90% Uber right now, although you do have a soldier up there. Who is that jumping up? There's sticks all over the attic there by Smire, and it looks like 425 aren't really in position to contest a bit, but it looks like they're going to try to at least, or try and force the Uber.
They should be sending a soldier into them now, or something like that, because all getting, I don't know, they have a heavy up now, so I suppose they don't really need to. They have a pyro as well for some reason. I guess it's always nice to have a pyro, but the actual Uber fight will be a bit weird if this pyro goes down. Like, they'll be at a disadvantage. Maybe they'll pop in the pyro and just try and milk it so that they get an advantage when the guys push in or something. Who knows?
Wow, did you see that? I'm sorry, but both spam from Anik and the other soldier, Masud there, it took down on Kaja to 10 health, and he didn't pop, although finally he does get enforced there by so much aggression from the Russian soldiers that Uber is popped very early in upper lobby, and it looks like MSH on Pyro there. He gets a reflect, is that a
double
reflect air shot?
No, he well, yeah, kinda. He got 1 and then he hit him again from the floor, so he got 2 in a row.
Yeah,
that was really nice.
That was so very well played, because now they have 100% Uber and they're gonna push out of Gully last at the moment. They've got Scout on the point right now. They're watching Big Door and the rest of the team are putting so much damage onto Choke, although you can see that Caps there jumps in. He does get the force onto Dick at the moment, which will leave on Karja about a 65% Uber advantage. Although with one player down, it looks like they're gonna try and have to give this point up to 425. There's not much they can do. They rotated around to Choke to try and to contest it, but there's so much spam going in and they were not fast enough to rotate from Big Door. Soldier has gone in via drop down, laid out quite a bit of damage onto Smire, and with that health disadvantage, they're gonna have to get it back. Although 425 know that they're at an Uber disadvantage and they're sitting safely by their Choke at the moment.
That was kind of weird from an Arie. He didn't jump for a while, he was delaying his jump, and then when he went up the drop down, he actually failed the first jump, so they knew he was coming up the second time, and just maybe if he hadn't failed that jump, he would have maybe got it like a med pick or a pop from them or something like that. But unfortunately, no. But MSH did actually just go down for seemingly no reason whatsoever. It seems like he's letting some of his old traits shine through here.
I believe he got the force from Karja.
Oh, he did indeed. Never mind. Never mind. Maybe he's good. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, on Karja they're hitting 40 health, so that was really well played by him. Messi there going down to some great sticks there from Smite. Caps there going down as well, and with Smite and Hank and Vanny all going down, Saints are only top at the moment. They are in no position to continue pushing this point. On Karja they're getting cleaned up by MSH. MSH doing work at the moment because it's only Caps left alive. And 425 easily have this midpoint and should be able to get this second point because they will be at a massive Uber advantage.
No one got forward as well because they all stacked the point, which is really well played from them. As soon as they get Uber, they're going to just push into this last. They need to be building it though, because if someone comes to try and kill him now, it's going to be easy pickings really. If he's like in the transition between the 2 points, be quite easy for a soldier to pick him off, but doesn't seem like anyone's really going to go for it, so they don't really have anything to worry about. They're just going to push into this last, but they're going to be pushing into a pyro and a heavy, so through main is probably not a good idea.
Yeah,
they're going
they're
top
currently
rep.
sitting on 50% Uber advantage. They do pop in through shutter. They're getting denied like hell out of Denny at the moment. They just need to take down the phone. Denny finally going down, but that is at the cost of Yangpa and death. Vanny and Caps there going in onto that balcony area, taking them down. MSH getting picked off as well. However, they do have Messu on heavy, which will make it so much harder for Saints to try and push out on this. And it's going to be hard because they're 2 men down as compared to 425's 3 men down. Of course, 425 do have those forward spawns. So it looks like Saints are going to hold this until they get the spawns on. Kaja still has that 100% Uber. He's pushing his team in through lower lobby, but there's so much spam coming in onto Shutter right now. He has to pop early. He does finally pop there on Smile after Vanny takes down MSH.
That was kind of weird from 425. Like, of course you're going to expect a pyro to be on the last, and they just walked into top right. Main and top right is an awful place to go unless you're using both scouts to kill the pyro, and they just walked into him with a soldier for some reason, and the heavy was like behind them but didn't get forward enough to kill them.
Yes, indeed. Mesut there finally going down to a nice pipe from Smire onto that choke area. And at the moment, Dicker has 100% Uber. Is he going to pop in his team anyway, or is he going to wait for Mesut to respawn? It looks like he's just going to wait at the moment, as 425 look pretty happy to just sit on mid at the moment. There are 13 minutes left on the clock. They're rotating over to the red big door right now. It seems like this is the way they want to go. You can see that Saints are holding upstairs at the moment. They're on 75%. Will they be able to get Uber in time? Wow.
I suppose so. I don't see why not. They've only got one soldier bombing them now. They actually lost Smiri, but they're not going to get popped. Not without them pushing out with it. But they're going to let MSH almost cap the entire point. He's not going to be able to cap the rest of it for now. That soldier might pick him off, but no, they're going to just cap it, 425, because for some reason Saints aren't really focusing on the people that are going to cap the point. They're just going for kills again around it, or flailing around and hoping things happen, but I don't know. They really needed to focus on MSH there because he was the guy that was going to cap. But to be honest, they shouldn't really pushed out at all.
So much damage going on to the point there from Death. Death taking out Smite at the moment, and the 2 scouts from 425 cleaning up. The Caps there going down. You see that on Karja is on the point at the moment with Hank. That was, I gotta say, even when Saints messed up, that was very well played by 425. They went in via big door, they went up behind the enemy team, they cleaned up the roamers from Saints that tried to go behind and sort of force the Uber. That Uber was forced from Dicker, but at about the same time, Onkaja got forced as well, and Vanny was not quick enough to get out there. But we are coming up to the third mid-fight right now. There are 11 minutes left on the clock. It's 2-0 to 425, and Hank is the first casualty, with Yangpai soon following him to the graveyard. However, Messi there with a great bomb and takes down Onkaja, takes down Denia as well. Wow, the two soldiers from 425 going absolutely ham at the moment because there's only Caps that's left alive.
Yeah, 425 are just showing that they have really, really good DM at any rate. They just are hitting all their shots, including MSH actually on that mid, even though he didn't really... I don't think he actually got any kills, but he got a lot of damage off. He was aiming really well. I was watching him the whole mid. Yeah, that last round was like, basically, they didn't focus on the right things. They pushed out an Ubud for some reason. Like, he could have got back on top, but on Kaja could, but he just didn't. He made the mistake of pushing out and popping without actually securing the second. Now they have a big disadvantage, and 425 should just push in properly. And if they go top right, it might be a mistake.
Yeah, they go top right. Dennett is on Pyro again. He delayed about 4 or 5 seconds that Uber finally fades, but Onkaja wasn't quick enough to rotate around. Gets picked off by half a meat shot from Yangpai. However, Smiley doing so much damage. He gets like a 4k, and like Caps cleaning it up for him, which only leaves Yangpai. Never mind, Yangpai goes down after he tries to go for some sort of play in through water.
That was, again, just a bad idea. I don't understand why. If they had quite a big advantage, they had like 40% or something advantage, they could have easily just gone to Riverside and pop from there, and if they did that, they would have had a much better chance of spamming people and forcing them onto the point and getting on the point themselves without being denied by the Pyro.
Yeah, Smiley going huge again. He gets a free K, takes out Dicker with that last pipe there. But that was almost very well played by 425. They were pushing their team into contest this point. MSH got in by a big door whilst Onkajo's focused on the point and does pick him off. Although Smiley just took out the rest of the team with a free K. And Caps is currently on the midpoint right now with 45 health and a pain train. As Yangpai there tried to go for a back cap and does get picked off by Smire.
It's looking like Saints are really low. Like, Onkaja is just gone down to MSH. Again, well played from him. He's dominating him, actually. The rest of Saints was really low as well, but now they're just going to all probably get picked off. Denny has got a good pick onto Dicker there, like counter-picking the Onkaja pick, but then every single other person goes down.
Oh my god, MSH and Yangpai took down 4 people between them on that mid-fight. The Russians are getting aggressive. They're getting very aggressive, and I don't think Saints are expecting it at the moment because they were playing a bit more, you know, cookie cutter earlier right now, but they're just going full-on aggressive. They're trying to work out on the momentum, and it's working because they're catching Saints off guard, and Saints are currently at last right now. They've got a 30% Uber advantage, well, more 20%, but there's not much they can do with it.
Again, it's looking like Dicker could just push in now. They need, in my opinion, they need to go top and to Riverside as quick as possible, so that they can push into. Never mind, Onkaja actually has an advantage now. That was kind of weird. Like, I read my HUD again wrong because it's slightly cut off at the left, but whatever. They're going to be defending this second really easily, I think. Denny actually gets a pick onto the soldier, and Vanny's really low, and Smirry went down. What?
Oh, that was a gorgeous pipe there from Def. Smire there tried to jump in onto Choke at the moment, and Def hits the loveliest air pipe onto him. But anyway, Vanny there going down. The Uber is popped from Dicker at the moment, and in fact, Yangpai taking out Onkaja. Onkaja not having a good time against the 2 Russian scats at the moment. Hank there behind enemy lines, trying to go in forward play, but 420 had too much health, and they were just stuck together, had the better positioning. Although there is a back cap on by Denia. It's really well played. Vanny there taking out Mesut as he pushed ahead, and the rest of the team obviously had to go back behind for the back cap. Denia finally goes down at the moment, but it did buy Saints some time.
That's very well played from Denia. I feel like they're going to lose the round anyway, Saints, but they would have lost it like within about 15-20 seconds if he hadn't done that. And now if Saints are a little bit more aggressive and don't really care about Ubers, they could win this with purely DM, but Vanny does go down and Smirre is very low. He's not that low anymore, he's okay, but they just lost 3 people.
Oh
Two
my
more
god.
people.
MSH and Yangpai just sort of walked into red team's lower lobby. They took down like 4 people between them, 5 people now, because Yangpai took out Smiri. At the moment, Saints are 3 down, and 425 are just going to walk into last right now. Messi is on a 325 heavy thing going on, 425 even health, and he's just going to jump on the point. He takes out a 3k at the moment, and that's the easy cap by 425.
3-0. It doesn't feel like it's 3-0, to be honest. They should have got more caps than they have, actually, with these last pushes, but they beefed it a little bit whenever they had a pyro, but it seems like Saints are just getting picked off at the worst moments now, and the DM of the Russians is really showing.
Yes, indeed. You can see Smire there has gone super aggressive. He's gone to the right side at the moment. He's put some sticks by choke, but the Devil Man is nowhere to be seen because it looks like the Russians are getting aggressive themselves. They're over by the enemy choke. Anik there going down. Death there jumping in, capitalizing onto Smire's damage. He takes out Death at the moment, and oh my god, Smire there getting a gorgeous pipe onto Dicker. That's almost a wipe there from 425. It's only MSH up, but I wouldn't put it past them to do something amazing with that DM. That midpoint is easily capped there by Saints, and you can see that they're already stacking 4 times onto that 4th point.
They've been really defensive now in 425, which is obviously exactly what they need to do. Sticky's all over the point at the moment. They've got a heavy. Do they have a pyro as well? No, they do not have a pyro. So Saints are just going to walk in top right, absolutely fine, focus the heavy, and they're going to win this last with absolutely no problems. Someone just needs to clear the stickies and they will win it.
Yeah, indeed. You can see that Smire is putting so much damage onto last right now. He takes out a pain drain, but it's 3-1. Can Saints equalize this? There are 5.5 minutes left on the clock. They could easily do what 425 did to them on Granary half an hour ago and bring it to a golden cap, or even bring it fully back at the moment, because they have that momentum back in their hands. So Smire is rolling out to his choke at the moment. He's putting some sticks up by a big door. He's hitting a few, and a lot of 425 are stuck there.
Yeah, let me see.
Death there actually going down pretty darn early in that mid-fight, so there's no Devil Man to lay out the damage. MSH and Anik following him to the graveyard. The Saints are definitely showing absolutely no mercy in this, as Dicker looks like he wants to take his team actually all the way back to last, because he's currently on 85% Uber. He doesn't have the Uber to contest this point, and he doesn't have the numbers. In fact, MSH has switched back to Pyro.
Nice. That was really, really well played from Smira and Onkaja. They went just as aggressive as they needed to, and they actually had the crits like 10% before Dicker had anything, and they just took him down. They basically just secured the round for themselves, as long as they don't lose too many people. And they're losing people.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the rest of the team couldn't follow up because that point wasn't capped yet. They didn't cap that 4th point by the time Smiri and Onkaja sort of finished with their crit streak, so they had to wait for the rest of the team to catch up. And in that time, the rest of 425 did manage to, get back up and respawn. Spire there, trying to go in for play, doesn't manage to get anyone as he does get finished off. It actually looks like 425 are going to push out at the moment. They're currently sitting in Riverside at the moment, although you can see that Hank is there as well. He was overhealed, so he beat Yangpai in that one-on-one. MSH soon following him after Caps cleans up, so it looks like 425 have fallen all the way back to last, although they do have a slight Uber advantage, which will mean that they can park the bus.
Yeah, they should be fine for defending, but there is absolutely no way that they're going to be pushing, and they have a soldier bombing right now to try and get the medic. He completely failed. They've lost both soldiers now, and Denia is still down as well. This is kind of sloppy from Saints, I guess, but they want to force them so that they can push the last because they really need the points now.
Yeah, Onkaja's actually sitting on 100% crit streak right now. He pops it. Dicker there didn't realize. He drops the Uber. Anik there actually going down as well. Denia cleaning up. They're going to finish this crit streak. They're going to take it all the way up into last at moment. But Death is on top of them. Does he realize that Smire is right behind him? It doesn't seem so. However, Smire and Onkaja are both so low at the moment. And you can see that Caps there jumps in, cleans up, and does manage to take it to a 3-2. There's 2.5 minutes left. Saints can bring this back to a golden gap.
Yeah, they can. I feel like they're just going to be balls out aggressive in general. That seems like what they want to do, and it's what they have to do to win this, to be honest. They do have like 2 minutes to get one more round, but they could get 2, technically.
Yeah. Now, I watched Hank for that mid-fight there. He was on mid. He was trying to deny the jumpers, but immediately get shut down by Mezu. Oh my gosh, MSH again in behind. takes out on Karja as he tried to go aggressive.
1
However,
HP.
Smire there getting those pills, and they're just magnetically hitting Dicker at the moment. So both medics are down for the team, so it's currently 3 versus 1. Youngpie being the only person up. He takes out Denia on that midpoint. It's so very messy right now. Can he take out Vanny as well?
Nice.
He does take out Vanny!
Very, very good movement, to be honest, from him, or bad aim, one of the two. Oh, that was a really nice rocket from Caps on the Youngpie. He's actually 1 HP now. Yeah, he's just killed himself, I guess? Okay. Bit weird for a scout to do that, but whatever. Yeah, it's looking like Dicker has a slight advantage, not really anything to write home about, like, but Onkaja is actually running crits right now, whereas Dicker is running Uber, so Onkaja should have crits before Dicker gets anything, and they're going to be wanting to push like as soon as they physically can, and they're actually already on the point. Denny is capping, which is exactly what he needs to do. They've got both scouts in there.
As you see that Mesut there jumps in, he takes down Onkaja, so that's no heals at the moment for Saints, and 425 used this. And of course, Saints were already in by the time that Onkaja went down because he did not have the Uber or the crit screen in time. So he just completely focused down, and Focus Fire took down the Saints players. And that, yeah, as you said, that was a wipe. So they have got their respawns back up. But there's currently exactly 1 minute left on the clock. And you can see that 425 did a double jump in, although they didn't check their hiding spots. And Capster takes out Dicko, perhaps the most obvious hiding spot in the game.
Yeah, that was kind of sloppy, I think. Well, I don't think it was sloppy from Saints. They should. I don't really think they should have got it for free that point, but they should have been more careful while capping. But they had both scouts on the point, but they were both on the floor, easily spammable, and everyone else I think went through lobby trying to be aggressive or whatever, or on the floor. And again, just easily spammable. They should have been a lot more careful than that, and they just gave away the round, I think.
Yeah, there's now 30 seconds left on the clock. Yangpai has switched over to heavy right now. Hank, they're trying to jump in and do some work at the moment. But they could have, I think they might have been able to capitalize on that. You can see Caps there jumping in, gets tracked out of the air by Yangpai. Yangpai taking out Vanny as well. This at the moment is dead time. There's 7 seconds left on the clock. It's currently 3-2 to 425. Time's going to go off. Yep, people are calling GG in chat right now. And that is 3-2 to 425 on Gullywash.
Which means it's both maps to 425.
Yeah,
that was I don't know. Don't really know how to say that. I'd say it was well played to 425, but they made a lot of mistakes themselves as well. I don't know. I feel like Saints just were in a position to win rounds and they just threw it away a lot. Kept losing 2 scouts and 2 soldiers at the worst times and things like that, and just not standing in a height advantage and giving the other team a lot of room to spam them out and pick off players when they really shouldn't have given them that room.
Yeah, although a lot of the time 425 did capitalize on their momentum and they used their aggression and slightly superior DM to give themselves openings to work with.
Indeed, yeah. Well played, either way.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap it up. Do you have any final words to say, Connor?
Don't really have much to say. Well played, I guess, to Smira. I think he played pretty good. So did Onkaja, but
who would you say was your man of the match?
That's a hard one. I'd say I liked Yangpai a lot. I wasn't really thinking of who was going to be the man of the match, but whenever I watched Yangpai, he did pretty good. Got some nice picks, did a lot of damage on the right people, helped Death do a lot of damage as well, and follow up a lot of damage. So for me, I think it was Yangpai.
Yeah, I'd say the 2 scouts from 425 really did well, although I'd have to give it to MSH instead of Yangpai. Anyway, time to wrap it up. You've been watching Vanilla TV cover this ETF2L 6v6 Season 16 Week 1 game, Division 1 game, between Saints and 425. I've been your caster, Suddenly Star Mia, alongside Connor and with Arie on stream. VODs of this cast will be available on Twitch and YouTube. Follow vanillatf2.org on Facebook, Twitter, and join our Steam group for updates. Good luck to both teams for future matches, and thank you to our viewers for tuning in. Hopefully you'll come back to us in the future for some great live competitive TF2 action.
See ya.